Are you sick and tired of being absolute dog shit at Warzone? Well, don't worry guys. In today's video, we're going to be going over everything you need to know to lock it in and to clap these cheeks in this game. We are going to be going over everything to improve your gameplay and make you a better player. If you're either missing shots, can't control your recoil, or you're just losing all the goddamn time, we are going to help you guys out and get that fixed today. It's time to put Timmy in his fucking place. No, but in all seriousness, guys, I am a 4.6 KD player in Warzone. We currently have over 770 wins in this game, Warzone 3 or Modern Warfare 3, whatever you want to call it. And applying each and every one of these steps to every single gunfight will make you a better player at the end of the day, and you're just going to see your kills and your KD go way up. Let's jump into the video. Make sure you guys follow along. We're going to have multiple different steps, tips, and tricks. Make sure you apply everything to your gameplay, and I guarantee you your kills will go up. After we explain all the tips and tricks you guys can do, make sure you stay to the end of the video where me and the wife 1v1, and you guys can see everything that we talked about being applied in these real life scenarios in Warzone and how they can really benefit you. All right, guys, a real quick overview of what we're going to be going over here. We're going to be talking about aiming, recoil control, tracking, pre-firing, and movement. And then also utilizing head peeks to your advantage. So really six, seven things. So we're going to be going over quite a bit today. Either way, let's jump into this. All right, guys, so first thing we're going to work on is tracking. So obviously you need to have good tracking if you want to kill your opponents. You know, if you want to win more gunfights up close, you just have to do it, man. You just have to do it. And all it has to do with this center dot that you see in the middle of my screen. Might be hard to see right now, but if I go over here, you can see that center dot, right? Without ADSing. This is what you want to focus on, okay? That dot has to be everywhere you are fucking looking. You can't be looking with your eyes and not looking with your dot. You got to basically do both at the same time. So for the wife, for example, you know, she's just holding still, right? But see my center dot? It always has to be on her, right? This is kind of the basics, but we'll get more into it. So basically, no matter where she's moving, where it's left, right, if she's doing some crazy ass slide cancels on me, I always want to make sure that this dot is always on her, no matter what, okay? So that's the first thing, is centering. It's called centering. You want to make sure that your dot is always centered on your enemy. So this is a perfect example, right? Because when you come across a sweaty player in Warzone, they're not going to be holding still. They're going to be a hard target to hit. My centering's not on and I'm just looking at her with my eyes. You know what I mean? Like this is what a lot of people do. They just look at them with their eyes and they don't center. They just don't center. They're just looking. But obviously when you go to shoot, you know, you're going to be missing a ton of shots like this. And it's going to be very hard, right? You want to make your job as easy as possible. And, you know, if you want to get better at the game, this is what you got to do. Just follow that body. Even if you got to go in multiplayer, set up bots, do a 1v1 with your friend like me and the wife are doing right now, and just do this. You guys don't even got to shoot each other. Just work on your tracking like this. You want to make sure that that dot is always on that fucking character no matter what, just like this. The same goes with movement. If I hear running around this corner, right, I'm going to just pre-aim my dot at this corner. Okay, like I said earlier, your eyes should be where your dot is at all times. So like, you know, if I know someone's around the corner, but I'm looking this way, you know what I mean? Once they peek the corner, the first few shots off on you, and then you're going to die. So basically pre-aim corner, you know what I mean? And then from there you can go on. You can go on to step 2 actually. So step 1 is centering, okay? Step 2 is going to be pre-firing. Now you can either pre-aim or pre-fire. I always pre-fire and then I aim. This would be better with a drill. So as you can see right there, she did a slide cancel out. So I looked with the dot right at the corner. And then as soon as I seen her body, I pre-fired like this. You know, before even ADSing, you can pre-aim if you'd like. But if someone hits you with some crazy ass movement and you're aiming like this, it's gonna be hard to track them. Where if you hip fire, right? If you hip fire like this and pre-fire, then you're most likely gonna win your gunfights up close. That's basically what it all boils down to, right? Whoever hits the enemy first, whoever hits the other person first is gonna win that gunfight. So you're gonna be winning a lot more gunfights just by those 2 simple steps, by tracking with your dot and pre-firing. Honey, let's run that drill again. So basically that's what I do in every single one of my gunfights, right? And that's why I win a lot of my gunfights up close. All right, guys, so we went over centering, we went over pre-firing. Now let's go over head peeks, okay? Head peeks, aka getting behind cover, whatever you want to call it. We call it head peeks or getting on a nasty heady. All this does is it increases your chances again of winning a gunfight up close or even at range. A lot of people, right? A lot of people, when they go to shoot someone, they don't notice all this cover around them. They don't utilize their surroundings. For example, if I'm walking out like this and I notice she's right there, instead of me instantly just going for the kill, which I could definitely do, but you know, if I'm getting fried as well, if it's a good player, then he's obviously gonna kill you, or you know, you might kill him, but you're gonna be 1 HP, and if his buddy is right next to him, then you're gonna die. So instead of doing something like this, if I'm just running around and I see her out of the corner of my eye, I can always just go right here behind this heady, right? Or behind cover, and then I can fry her. And then it just makes me a lot harder of a target for her to hit. And this is what it looks like from the other person's POV. So look at, she's a lot harder to hit, you know, right? I can still hit her, but you know, I have no cover, she has cover. She's a lot harder to hit. And that's all you want to do. You want to utilize your surroundings. A lot of people don't do that in Warzone, and you just have to, man. You have to. If you want to get better, you just have to apply all these tips, and it might not seem like a lot, but it really is a lot. So utilize your surroundings, go on cover just like this, any cover that you can find, you know, like look at this box right here. Boom, now I'm on a heady. Now it's a fair gunfight. Now I got a good chance of winning, but so does she. It's basically whoever hits more shots. Okay guys, one quick thing I want to add with the head peeks and getting behind cover is it doesn't just have to be behind a box like this. It can be any staircase, any roof that goes to a peak, any way that you can get behind cover, and getting on a nasty heady like this will really benefit you. So make sure you're just utilizing all of your surroundings and not just the half walls or the boxes. So as you guys can see, she is very hard to hit. Okay, next thing I get asked the most is, Ghost, how do you control recoil so well? You know, how do I get better at hitting my shots? And at the end of the day, guys, it's just practice. Genuinely, it is just practice. And it's one of those things where you got to keep practicing and you got to just adapt to. I'm to the point now where I can pretty much use any weapon and I know how to control the recoil, even if it bounces like a bitch. So like, for example, the MTZ 762, you guys know it's a super bouncy weapon. But to me, I mean, yeah, it does bounce. I just know how to control the recoil and take advantage of rotational aim assist, which a lot of people don't do. So first we'll talk about rotational aim assist, and then we'll talk about just controlling your recoil overall. Okay, so basically guys, all rotational aim assist is you're just moving the left analog stick, right? As you can see on my controller right here, this is my left analog stick. You're just moving it back and forth. So this can be called strafing. You know, you can even move backwards, forwards. You know, you can basically just move your analog stick, and that will make your aim assist a lot stronger, and it's called rotational aim assist. So for example, if she's holding still and I'm holding still and I just use my right stick, the other one, and I'm just going like this, like look at, my aim assist doesn't really kick in too much. Like if I go super slow, it'll pull a little bit, you know, but it's not super strong, especially when, you know, you're moving super fast. And not only if I'm moving fast, if she's moving fast, slide canceling, you know, moving like a crazy demon, you know, it's just going to be harder to hit shots. But again, if I strafe with my left stick, now look at this. Look at how much stronger that is. It's so much stronger. And a lot of people, again, a lot of people don't know about this, but look at it, it's clearly pulling a lot more towards her. And I'm only moving my left stick. I'm not even touching my right stick, but you can kind of see it's kind of dragging, it's kind of pulling towards her. So rotational aim assist is huge. Not only do you want to abuse it up close, but you want to abuse it at range as well. Believe it or not, most CDL pros, CDL is being like multiplayer pros, they don't even control the recoil with the right stick of their weapon. Like in Warzone, I'm always pulling down on the right stick. I just pull down a little bit on every weapon. But in the CDL pro world, a lot of them don't control recoil. I'm sure some of them do, but a lot of them just strafe left and right, and they just shoot their gun, and then they just let the strafing and the rotational aim assist basically aim for them. Just practice with it, you'll get a feel for it, and you'll definitely notice a difference. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about is just how to control your recoil in general. I already made a video about this on my YouTube channel, so if you guys want a full in-depth video of how to control recoil better and basically all my controller settings, you guys can view that video. I'll leave that link down below in the description so you guys can check that out. But basically, it's just all my settings that I go over. You want to lower your ADS sense multiplier. You want to be on dynamic for your aim response curve. You know, you want to be on affected instead of independent. There's a lot of things you can change that will give you less visual recoil, and at the end of the day, you'll just be a lot more accurate hitting your shots. Okay guys, this is something that I honestly have done quite a bit throughout my gaming experience, and I haven't really noticed a lot of people do this. I haven't even really talked about it much just because I do it out of natural habit. But for me personally, if I know that I really like a weapon and I'm always using the same 1 or 2 weapons every single day, what you can do, right, is go in the firing range, or you can do a 1v1 setting just like this, you know, a private match, and make sure you make a weapon that has no attachments, literally none. All right guys, so I'm in the firing range. I got my HMR9 SMG. This is my meta build, my main daily user in Warzone. You know, it has all the good attachments, and as you can see, there's not a lot of recoil. You know, it feels really nice. But if you want to improve your aiming and recoil control, make this exact same gun, or whatever gun is your favorite weapon, right? Make it with no attachments. So as you can see, let me just shoot it again. You know, not a lot of recoil, pretty easy to control. But if I make the same weapon like this, and I go back into the range with no attachments, as you can see, there's a lot more recoil, right? But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So with your favorite weapon, make sure there's no attachments, and then just shoot dummies. Just shoot these dummies. Do this for about 10 to like 15 kills. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, something happens. I don't know if it's in your brain, if it's in your peen, but something happens where once you go back to your favorite weapon with amazing attachments, it feels awesome and you feel like you have god aim. So again, I'm just gonna shoot these dummies. So as you can see, very bouncy, do not recommend. But then you go back to your original weapon, and you can do this before a game, you know, if you want to warm up, or just do it every day just to control your recoil better. And now that I have my gun with the best recoil control attachments, it feels amazing. It feels absolutely amazing. And I notice I'm just hitting a lot more shots. It's easier to control the recoil. Sometimes you can get in your own head as well. You know, if you're thinking about controlling the recoil too much, you know, you can definitely overthink and miss shots. But all I do, you know, is I ADS, I pull down a little bit on my right stick, and it feels amazing. And doing this method with any of your favorite weapons will definitely help you in the long run. All right, guys, last but not least, we are going to be talking about movement. Now, movement is a key thing that you need to do. You want to make it as hard as possible for the enemy to kill you. And yeah, you do that with movement, man. So the 3 types of movement we're going to be talking about today is the slide cancel. Second movement mechanic is drop shotting, so like this. And the last movement mechanic is bunny hopping, aka bee hopping. Okay guys, one quick thing we're going to talk about before we get into movement is the type of controller that you use. So basically, if you don't have a controller with back paddles, or if you don't play claw, doing these movement mechanics is going to be a challenge for you. It really is. So if you guys are interested in getting a controller with back paddles, we are partnered with AIM controllers, and you can use code TOES at checkout for $60 to $90 off. It's code TOES, TOES, for $60 to $90 off your fully custom controller. They have the mouse click triggers, the back paddles, grips, custom camos you can get on them, and yeah, they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. I'll leave the link down below in the description if you want to check out AIM controllers. Now, if you don't have back paddles, or if you don't play claw, a lot of these movement mechanics will probably not apply to you, just because it's going to be super hard to do, because you're going to have to take your right thumb off of your thumbstick, and you're going to have to hit your buttons, just like I'm doing right now. So this is how I'm slide canceling, and as you can see, I can't even look around while slide canceling. It's very stiff. You don't have fluid movement. Whereas once I start using my back paddles, I can slide cancel, I can still snap on someone doing 180, I can still track the wife, and it's nice. It's very nice. It makes your life a lot easier. So if you're not using back paddles, I would definitely use back paddles. Now's the best time to do it. You know, Call of Duty and Warzone is only getting more and more advanced. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's go on to slide canceling. So basically, all a slide cancel is you slide and jump, right? This was born in Warzone 1 with Verdansk. And people mainly use this movement mechanic to regen your automatic tack sprint. So basically, you could move faster. You could get to point A to point B a lot faster by slide canceling. But with this new Warzone, that is actually not the case. It does not regen your tack sprint, but it is not useless when breaking someone's camera. We're going to go over that here in a second. Okay, guys, so I'm going to show you guys both POVs of what a slide cancel looks like, and to actually break someone's camera. We're going to perform this drill a few times just so you guys can get a feel for it. I'm going to show both POVs. Now this is what it looks like from my POV. Okay guys, we're gonna demonstrate a few drills here of breaking someone's camera. So basically, the main scenario that you're gonna wanna use the slide cancel is around corners. So we're gonna be using this corner as a demonstration right here. As you guys know, there's a lot of corners in Warzone that you can use to your advantage. So that's for my POV. That's what it looks like. Now we're going to swap places and we're going to show you guys what it looks like from her POV. Perfect. Okay, guys, that was just a example. A lot of you guys probably ask yourself, well, if you're behind her, why don't you just shoot her in the back? And that's not really the point of the drill. The point of the drill is when you're in a building and someone sees you, right, and they shoot you, and then you go on a chase, then you go on a wild fucking goose hunt chase. And that is the main way to counter that and to secure the kill on them. So basically you're gonna do this method when you're weak or being chased. And it's not just corners either. You can do it between anything, whether it's like doorways right here. For example, if she's behind me, she fries me in the back and I come out here, then I can slide cancel out and then kill her. But that is the main reason why you wanna use that slide cancel. And that's called breaking someone's camera. And all that does is it just makes your enemy have a very, very hard time hitting you to secure the kill. Okay, guys, now let's move on to drop shotting. So all the drop shot is exactly what it sounds like. You want to shoot your gun while dropping down, going into the prone position. And again, all this is doing is making you a hard target to hit, giving you the upper advantage on your enemy. Honey, you can do it so they can see. So that's basically what it looks like. That's where this benefits you the most. If you and your enemy are both out in the open and there's no cover in between you guys can drop shot and it catches them off guard. So we'll run a drill and show you guys. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. See, so right there, both shooting each other at the exact same time, but since I did a drop shot, I secured the kill. Now, drop shotting is not always good though. Okay, I gotta add this extra information in there. Because when performing a drop shot, come here, honey. Hold still. When performing a drop shot, obviously you gotta crouch and then lay down. But if someone is aiming at your chest, like I'm aiming at her chest right here, and she goes to drop shot, then look at, so since I was aiming at the chest, then she crouches and now I'm hitting her head. Now remember, once you hit headshots, it does more damage to the other player. So that's where drop shotting can get you killed. That's why I try to stay away from it. It's good to do sometimes, but not all the time in my opinion. But still, then once they actually lay down, now look at, now I can't even see her. Now my gun is blocking her body, and this is what gets a lot of people killed when an enemy drop shots them, because you just physically can't see their body. Your gun is blocking the body. I only know she's below the gun because I can see her name tag, so I can that kind of directs me. But without that, I'd be shooting her feet basically, and she'd just be shooting me and probably get the kill. This is what it's gonna look like when she drop shots. As you can see there, I'm missing a lot of shots while she's hitting all of her shots. And that's basically all it is. All right, guys, last but not least is bee hopping, aka bunny hopping, whatever you want to call it. And again, that just makes you a hard target to hit. It's a movement mechanic that not a lot of people do nowadays. It was really big in Warzone 1. I still bee hop all the time though, just because it's force of habit. And it's actually not good to do all the time because you lose accuracy when shooting your gun. So this is all a bee hop is. It's just when you run out, you jump like this and you shoot. Run out, jump, shoot. So that's bee hopping. But again, as you can see, my accuracy goes to shit once I perform that. And you can even see on this target right here. All right, so the wife is gonna perform this drill on me just so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. She's actually gonna slide cancel out and then bee hop. That's what a lot of people do around corners. And yeah, you guys will get a good idea of how to do this. So as you can see, it's very hard to predict where she's gonna go, and it's a lot easier for her to kill me. All right, guys, we're gonna do this again, and this time I'm actually gonna try to kill her. It's gonna be very hard for me to do. So again, she's just a very hard target to hit. And that's basically all it is. And you definitely don't have to slide to a bee hop. You can always just come right out of the corner and just start jumping like a jackrabbit. There's multiple ways to do it, but yeah, that's how it's done. So there you have it, guys. That's how you perform a successful B-hop. And again, doesn't have to be around corners. It can be around posts. It can be around doors, rocks, you know, any cover that you have. All right, guys, now with everything we've talked about today, we're going to apply it right now in a 1v1, me versus the wife. We're gonna go balls to the walls. We're gonna sweat, but this is applying everything. And you might think it's a lot, you know, you're like, man, fuck that. I don't wanna remember all that. And that's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to remember all of it if you don't want to get better. You know, even if you want to take baby steps and just do one step at a time, that's okay. But I really, really recommend applying everything we talked about today and making sure that you are doing that in every single situation, every single gunfight, and you'll just get better. While we're 1v1ing, you also notice me and the wife, we B-hop a lot. So that's basically just jumping while shooting like this. And that's just force of habit from the previous Call of Duties. You don't have to B-hop, but it's just kind of natural for us. See right there, she was on a nasty head peek. It was harder for me to hit her, so she got the kill on me. And then vice versa, I'm on the heady. It just works out a lot better. Notice the tracking. Notice the movement as well. The slide canceling, the B-hopping, the drop shotting, all that also helps. At the end of the day, remember, you want to make it as hard as possible for the enemy to hit you while you are still hitting your shots. Okay, that's the main goal here. Oh, nasty knife. Notice the tracking, notice the pre-firing. These are all key, and I mean super, super key things that you have to do to win gunfights up close. You just have to do them. You have to. If you want to get better, if you're just a casual player, then, you know, you can still watch the video, you can still learn. But yeah, if you just want to become better, you got to apply all these. You got to apply it, and you have to execute. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button and that sub button. It helps me out in the best way possible. Really trying to grow the YouTube channel. Also, make sure to leave a comment down below with any questions or concerns that you guys have. I will definitely try to reply to everyone and help you guys out. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully we'll catch you in the next video.